Yo, what is up everyone? I was not planning on making another video for a while until I got an E46 chassis, but I have an oil leak. All right, check it out. Found the culprit finally. Front main seal. There's a fresh, wow, why can't I get it? There's a fresh stream right there running down. Come on, can I get it? It's not gonna show, but take my word for it. There's a, let me see if I can get a different angle real quick. Hold up. Okay, so pretty significant oil leak. I'm pretty sure it's coming from the front main seal, but we won't know until we take everything apart. I do have all the tools necessary. I have more sitting around that I'll need eventually, but for now, like, this will help me get started. 360 piece Husky socket set. It comes with miscellaneous stuff. Breaker bar, wrench, dikes, linemans, mid torque. Then I have got this off Amazon. This is, I haven't used it yet, but to help me pull off any of the pulleys in case they get stuck. So I'm gonna just start by really taking out the radiator and opening up some room by pulling that plug down there. It's, you can see it from right here. Right there, that thing that looks like a little duck bill. So I'll do that, get the radiator out, and start pulling things apart. All right, got her loose enough. There she goes. Just gonna let it go to the ground, really, because it's just all water. Relieve some pressure at the top right here. There we go. Really let it take off. She's a pouring. Then after that, all right, while this is draining, you could still see right there that is fresh oil leaking. So I can't wait to see what it is and to hope that I have everything I need to fix that. But if not, I mean, it is a JZ. These are pretty easy to fix in general. So yeah, we'll see what's happening. As soon as this radiator drains, it's been draining the entire time. I went, used the restroom, took my dog to go out so she can poop, and this thing's still draining. So we'll see what's happening afterwards. Now there's plenty of space, so I'm gonna, like, you could see all the fresh oil that's right there. So I'm gonna start going ahead and pulling off the covers, starting with the ones that take Allen keys, and then see where we go from there. All right, so I got most of the covers that I can get access to removed. That bolt right there for the mid cover, I didn't even install it the first time I did this a few months back. So it's just, you know, in and out real quick. But look at this. My timing belt, it's covered in oil. Ugh, definitely got a leak down there. But I mean, these guys seem okay for the most part. So guess we'll keep going. I'm gonna take off the accessory belt and then put this at top dead center and then try to get that harmonic balancer off. So I'll be right back with that. Alrighty, so I do have the engine timed at top dead center. You can see right there, it's lined up. That one's lined up. That one's lined up. And then I have this Amazon tool for pulling out harmonic balancers. I think it's like 10 bucks. I just held it like this with my left hand, and then with my right hand went down there with my mid torque on the 22 and just went crazy with it. But don't go too crazy with it, because I did push back my condenser and I hope it didn't fuck it up. But yeah, it's loose now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull everything out. Well, pull out the harmonic balancer and then pull out this back cover and really see where that leak is coming from. All right, so this is kind of where I'm at in the process so far. I have the harmonic balancer pulled out. I need to take this bottom timing cover out, and the bolts are just kind of in miscellaneous spots. Like you can see, there's one behind this bracket right here. Once I get that out, then I can just pull off the belt and go from there. All right, so now that we can actually see everything, I'm pretty sure it is the front main seal. It's just caked in so much oil, and then even under there, like, you could see where it drips down to. As for any new oil, I don't see any. This is pretty much how I left it last time. You can even still see where I used a rag to wipe this from the last time I was here. So I think the cam gear seals are fine. I think just that front main seal needs to be replaced. I won't know just yet. I am going to take everything apart this timing belt needs to be replaced heavily. Everything's still in timing, thankfully. So I'm gonna take the tensioner out so I can take the belts out and then see what's going on with the front main seal. All right, I have timing out. This thing is so oily. Here, let me go to the sun. Like, bro, this thing was covered in oil. Disgusting. Anywho, I took the alternator out, put it to the side, just unplugged it real quick because it was, when I was pulling it out, I left the battery plugged in and it was arcing against my intercooler piping. So I went to go unplug the battery real quick and then pulled the alternator out because it's probably gonna make it so much easier to get to your tensioner. And once your tensioner comes out, then, you know, everything's loose. You can pull out the belt and then really start getting into what's going on. I'm excited to see what's behind that rear main seal, so I will show you guys momentarily. Okay, there's the front main seal. This crank gear, this crank sprocket ended up being seized on there pretty good, which I don't know why, but I had to buy a new one and it'll be here on Tuesday because I ended up breaking a tooth off, and this is electronic timing. So your car is gonna run terribly. If you wanted to do this the right way, take the time to go down to the store and buy some long M6s to use with your pulley puller, because I got impatient and I tried to pry it with a screwdriver and broke this sprocket off. And what inevitably helped me get this off was that I hit it with my ratchet. Just right here, I hit it twice, maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times, and it broke it loose enough for me to pull it out. And don't forget to take that 10 out right there. See this 10 right here? This little one right here? That blocks it from coming out. So make sure you take that 10, just scoot it over to the side, and then you can actually pull this out. Most of the time you can just pull this out. Some of the times this shit's gonna be stuck on there really well, in which you can use 2 M6s right here in these screw holes for your pulley puller. So I can't really tell if this front main seal was the issue, just because I brake cleaned the shit out of everything by mistake because I was trying to kind of eliminate anything that was inside this sprocket. But I'm just gonna go ahead and replace this right now, and then I'm gonna pop the valve covers off, take the intake plenum off, and get these cam gears off. And it's already getting late in the day, but at least do all the seals, get everything prepared up to a point to where when my new crank gear shows up, crank sprocket shows up, I could just put everything back in real quick and be on my way out. Everything's still in timing, so I'm just gonna leave it as that. And then I will return back on Tuesday, hopefully, or maybe even Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. But all right, so here's the old one. Like, it's still not that bad. No, it's pretty bad. No, it's not even that bad. I don't understand. Maybe it was just put on shittily. Anywho, I drilled a needle and a screw into it, then I used that just to pry it right out. Just gonna make sure that it's clean and then put the new one in. Here's the part number. I'm gonna brake clean that and then put this new one in, grease it up a little bit. There is something I want to check. I did, like I said, I was using a screwdriver. I hope I didn't damage anything in there. Okay, new front main seal is in. I just pushed it in gently on each side and it went right in. Of course, with some resistance because it is a seal. All right, so still gotta wait on that crank sprocket to get here. In the meantime, I'm gonna pull off the intake plenum and start ugga-dugging these cam gears off so I can get behind and get those seals. Okay, so it's a new day. We're continuing where I left off at. I have the valve cover gaskets off. I have one pulley that's off. This one's just loose. And then I didn't have the 10 mil and the 14 mil hex bits to take out the VVTi. So that way I can get both the cam gears off and get to the cam seals. So today we're gonna do that and we're gonna finish it all off today. So it's gonna have new cam seals, new valve cover gasket, new timing belt, new water pump, new automatic tensioner, new pulleys, new serpentine belt, and new front main seal, and new automatic automatic crank pulley sprocket because I chipped the other one. So I bought a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to skip to when I have the seals out, and then I'll put in the new seals. So that's what I'll do. Okay, both cam gears are off. And now you could see that they were definitely leaking. Both of them were. Look at this one right here. There's residue all over the place. And right here, same thing, more so on the left side than the right side. But cool, yeah, I'll slap in some new seals and then put the new valve, just put everything back together. That's about it. So I don't know if I'm gonna skip towards the end. I'll kind of just go through like parts of it as I go. All right, old seals are out, 1 and 2. New seals are in. Just use this little pick to pry them both out. And then I got my new seal at the bottom. So cool. I'm just gonna do the water pump and then put everything back together with pretty much everything's gonna be new. Valve cover gasket, timing belt, serpentine, all that good stuff. All right, all the valve cover gaskets are right there. New ones are in. I'm gonna just keep going now. New water pump is in. Completely new housing and everything. Just need to put the automatic tensioner on and the covers. Throw the throttle body back on and plug in everything. Put the radiator on and start her up. But that's pretty much it. Everything is fully refreshed. All the seals done, water pump's done, timing belt's done. Yeah, cool. All right, so it's a new day. I've pretty much put everything together. Fuck, everything looks so good and new. This tensioner for the accessories actually stripped, so when I try to, you know, turn it right to get the belt on, it won't work. And I even tried to like put a nut and bolt in there and hoping that would do it, and it wouldn't do it. So I ended up buying a new tensioner. So on top of all the other new things, I'm also going to be putting in a new tensioner. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, get the intake plenum all buttoned back up and all tightened back down, plug in a couple of sensors, throw the intake back on, and just throw the radiator back on too, fill it up with some water, and go ahead and start her up. Everything's perfectly lined up too. I already checked the timing a couple of times and rotated it just to make sure that timing was good and everything's good. Tension is crazy tensioned, but yeah, it's all good. So gonna go ahead and throw that in, do all what I said I was gonna do, and then we'll be back. Oh yeah, and then it was also a great time to do my oil filter too, because it needed to be changed. I got this cool little all right, she's fully back together. All new everything. The water pump did leak because I forgot to tighten that U joint right there and the lower bolts right there. I forgot to tighten both of those, so we did have some leakage, but I was able to tighten all up. And yeah, man, this is awesome. Everything's fucking fresh and resealed. I will not start it up at the very moment because my lady's working inside there, and if I start this thing up, it's gonna pretty much drone that entire room while she's working, and that's not good because I ain't trying to get in trouble. But all right, I'll be right back after I can actually start it.